an easier way to change tires with the TRAC tire jack. This is the TRAC tire jack from a company called Lift with TRAC. They actually make a more heavy-duty model of this. I shouldn't say more heavy-duty because this one's pretty stout, but they basically make a hydraulic lift that will lift big wheels and tires up. So when you have a vehicle in the lift and are needing to lift wheels, you know, up shoulder level, that you're not grabbing that 100-pound wheel and tire and lifting it up and putting it on. But they made this smaller version, the TRAC tire jack, for when you're working at ground level and need to lift that wheel and tire up on the studs or up on the lugs. Then you can do so with using either your hand or your foot and providing leverage to lift that up. We've got a large roller here so it can easily roll around. We saw this at SEMA, and in particular we saw it at the SEMA launch pad. That's where they showcase kind of some innovative tools and equipment, and this was actually the winner. Yesterday I think we showed the Thread Wizard, which was pretty cool, but this is the winner of the launch pad event, so it was the most innovative tool at the SEMA show. And it's very simple. We like that. We like that it's very simple design, just one moving part, nice sturdy base here. So let's take a closer look at this, and then we'll actually take it over and use it on a wheel and tire that's much more than 75 pounds. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about pricing and warranty, if there is a warranty, and anything else that we may think about. Also, we included this on our Christmas gift guide this year, so be sure to check out that gift guide. We got tons of really cool gifts starting at less than 20 bucks and going up as high as you want to. So be sure to check out that video. We saw this product at SEMA, at the SEMA show, and it actually won the SEMA launch pad event, where basically new products are displayed and then it gets cut down to like a, you know, top 10, top 3 and so on. But anyway, and this TRAC tire jack actually won kind of the best at the SEMA Launchpad, best idea. So really cool design because it's very simple. We just showed the Thread Wizard the other day. It was another simple design. Really like this one too. So obviously piece of, looks like 1/4-inch plate, powder coated, a couple of bends in it, but a real simple design. And then we have a stainless steel roller, at least it looks like a stainless steel roller, and a couple of bolts through it. So we'll actually take this apart in a moment. It looks like there's only a couple moving parts, but basically you use this to, you know, kind of wheel around and maneuver around wheels and tires when you have them off the vehicle. Not necessarily when they may be on a lift, but more so when you've got it jacked up off the ground on a hard concrete surface or some type of hard surface, and then you can maneuver this around, and without having to lift it up with your hands or with your toes, you can use this as the leverage to either go, you know, right there at surface level or up, I don't know, that looks like 4 inches or so, and maybe we'll even get a measurement on that here in one moment. Yep, so about 3 3/8 of an inch, so not quite 4 inches of lift, but a little over 3 inches of lift. So again, anywhere in between there, you can use your hand or maybe even your foot to be able to guide this, and we'll show that here in one moment. I did want to quickly just kind of see if we can take this apart. Okay, this is a little simpler than what I thought. All right, so pretty cool here. Just a big stainless roller. Thing's pretty heavy, by the way. So it looks like a solid stainless roller, and then it's looks like drilled and then threaded here, and then with these shoulder bolts that screw in, and basically it's just riding on these shoulders on that tool, which makes sense. It's not like this thing's doing, you know, 10,000 RPM. You're going to move it a few rolls and be done with it and put it away. So it doesn't need a bearing per se, as long as it's nice and smooth. So again, pretty simple design, powder coated, nice and tough. Little non-skid tape here to skateboard on. let's go over and use it. I do have this on a lift. You probably wouldn't use this on a lift because you'd probably be lifting it up. It'd be higher, but if it makes it easy enough, you may just throw it on a lift and then raise it a few inches off the ground. So that's what I'm going to do really quick. All right, so we're a couple inches off the ground. Now let's take this wheel off. Now taking it off typically wouldn't be a problem. You could probably just grab it and pull it off, but I'm going to go ahead and use it while we have it. Got to say it's pretty simple. Roll it off, set it down, take it to your tire machine or whatever you've got to do, and putting it back on, I'll just roll it in, set it on there. So it's easy to maneuver back and forth as well. So in case I needed to just line up a couple of lugs and then kind of twist it, see how I can rock it back and forth like that and get it lined up on the lugs. I could probably also even use my foot to be able to guide it as well. Then I want to try to get it to where now my lug nuts really aren't lined up. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can use this. Yep. So I can use it to just kind of reposition. Even though my lug nuts weren't lined up, I can just kind of twist it and be able to turn that wheel as I need it. And again, I can either use my foot and get it all the way on there on the hub, or use my hand. So either way. And just for giggles, let's get a weight. Okay, we'll zero this scale out. So it's heavier than the 75-pound scale limit. So we know this wheel and tire is more than 75 pounds. We actually used this really quick at SEMA, and it really doesn't work any different than we used it there, but this time we got to kind of maneuver it around and use it a little more on our floor at least, and it works very well. It's a great, simple idea. It's using leverage. The steel does not flex at all. Obviously, when you got quarter-inch plate here, I'm thinking it's quarter-inch plate. I know it's thicker than 3/16, and it's powder-coated, so it's going to stay nice and pretty for you for a while. Grip tape on here so that your hand's going to have some grip, or your foot, or whatever you're using. But again, it provides plenty of lift, like 3 1/4 inches of lift, so you can maneuver that wheel around. And what we thought was pretty cool is you can literally, even if the pattern's offset a little bit, you can use this to turn it, and you could kind of grab one of the studs and then turn that and position that wheel where you need to, and then slide it on there. And again, you're doing that with one hand or with one foot, and then you can guide that wheel on with the other hand or with both of your hands if you have the foot on there. So it is a quite easy tool to use, and it works quite effectively as well. Now the price on this is $149 or $150. Let's just call it $150. $150. You may say, well, that's pretty stout for a piece of steel and a roller. Well, yeah, it is pretty stout for a piece of steel and a roller, but you go out and stamp some 1/4 inch steel, and then take a stainless steel roller, solid roller like this, and chamfer the edges and use some hardened bolts. Anyway, you're going to get there pretty quick. So We think it's worth it if it's something you need. We think it's a great idea for around the garage or the shop. Listen, we see plenty of shops where there's lifts everywhere and there's still people working from the ground on jacks and on jack stands. So that happens all the time, whether or not you have a lift in the shop. So you don't always work from a lift. And even if so, you may lift it a few inches off the ground like we did with the lift, and then use this to position this around where you need it. So you don't have to actually lift that wheel and tire up on those lugs or up on those studs. So check it out. Again, it's the TRAC tire jack from liftwithtrac.com. And make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even TikTok. And if you don't mind, would you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already? And by all means, did you hate our video? Then give us a thumbs down. But would you let us know in the comments why? Have a great day, keep smiling, and Merry Christmas.